Hey, what's up guys, Irish Turtle here, welcome to Rainbow Six. So, we're back on the map videos. Apologies I haven't been done one for a while. Basically been busy with my Twitch sorting that all out, but I'm back on the map videos. We're going to get these done. Going to get them all done by next week, in time for when the division drops, so I can then focus on doing, and focusing on the alpha for that. So guys, we're going to drop straight in. I'm going to show you the each location, drone spots, defending, attacking spots, room by room as we go. Alrighty guys, so first of all, actually I'm going to talk about camera spots, because I nearly completely forgot about that. So the first camera, if you start on the west side, is just here, up here. It's fairly easy. The next camera you can actually get from here is all the way on the other side of the map, all on the east side, just there. You can see it hanging down. And then the next camera is over there, on the south side. I'm pretty sure that is all the external cameras. So, okay guys, so the first camera I'm going to show you guys is in the west building, boat supplies hallway. Straight in the middle as you come down the stairs, or straight in the middle as you come through either the south or north side of the corridor. We go upstairs, and the next camera is just here in the corner. This is the Coast Guard hallway. Again, it's west building. It's just here in the corner. That's that done. Alright guys, now we're in the east building. The next camera is on the same floor. It's on the second floor, as you can see. It's the maps office hallway, and it's just here in the left corner if you're facing towards the map room, which is currently where the hostage is located. Alright guys, and the next camera is in the control room hallway. This is the top floor of the east building. It's just here up in the corner. Kind of well concealed, fairly easy to do, especially if you're going up the stairs. Alright guys, and that is all the camera spots done. So now I'm going to show you guys the first defensive room, boat supplies. I'm going to show you just a couple of drone spots in here first. One of the best ones that I find personally is if you can get yourself up here, you can jump straight over to here, top of here. This is a fairly good spot. It's kind of easy to hide. You've got a good drone spot across the entire room. You can jump across to here, and you get a fairly good view across the room. The next spot is pretty much any of these shelves. As long as you do the same principle, you can just jump up on the shelf and you're pretty well hidden within them. And you can get drones pretty much anywhere on the shelves, so you're going to be pretty well covered whatever you do. Again, here you're behind the bags. So as long as you sort of mix it up with your teammates, sort of get them all placed well, you can hide. And again, on the boat here, this is a bit more obvious, a bit easier to see, but it is another possible drone spot. So now we chose drone spots, let's talk defending. So, this room, fairly easy to defend normally. What I would suggest doing is muting and barricading at least all of these internal walls, and especially this one just here. Now, if you're going to push out and have your team spread across the two rooms, I would recommend immediately castle dooring this one, barricading all of these, making sure they're blocked with a mute jammer or bandit charge. Same for this wall, and this wall, and then castle door this instead. But again, you're going to have to divide your attention. It's kind of your choice and your team's choice of how you defend this room. But we're now going to talk about defending spots. So obviously down here in the middle, fairly good spot. You want to watch for the trapdoor up here. It's usually in an emplacement here. Another good one is if you barricaded off these two walls, this corner right here gives you coverage of the left door, coverage of the right door, and a bit of coverage of the trapdoor. So you're sort of all right there. If you block off this wall, you've got a good shot here to shoot underneath the door there. Again, up to the trapdoor. And if you need to, you can pop up over the toolbox. If you're going to sit yourself in here with your team, I highly recommend having someone behind this boat just here, and somebody sort of lying down here checking this door as it gets attacked. Now attacking. Well, this room is fairly easy to attack in my opinion. There are multiple methods to doing it. One of them is to come down the stairs, place a breaching charge just here, on the central section of the stairs. You push back up, hold there, detonate, and you've got a good spot like down towards the left, and again towards the right. The alternative to this is if you push it over slightly a bit further here, you've got a full view down that way. At the same time, what I suggest doing is have a simultaneous attack either through this wall here if you can make it. If not, I suggest pushing through this door or the external door on the other side. You get in here, you get behind the boat, get Ash or somebody else to blow this door in front of you, and again you're covering across, and you just sort of sweep the room very carefully and steadily, always checking your corners as you go. And the final attack method that I personally suggest is hitting this wall here. The reason for that is if you push round, you're pushing through behind them from this corner here, which is a fairly good because then you've got 3 angles of fire of them. Whereas over here, if you push through, you're sort of limiting yourself, and it's a bit easy to get shot from. So those are my 3 entry points. We're going to move on to the next room, so we're back in just a second. Alright, so here we are in the Coast Guard office. Now this is an easy room to defend in my opinion. Very, very easy, very, very quick. All you need to do is barricade all the walls as normal, castle door the 2 windows, I'd suggest there, and possibly there, because then you can watch the doors a lot easier just from the internal. They don't have to be barricaded properly. You mute and bandit everything. Drone spot wise, they're fairly easy. I'm not really going to show you them. I just suggest either like under the desks, just here. You can get on top of these boxes up here. That's a fairly good one just there. Or the alternative is to go on the other side of the room and do the same there. Those are normal spots. Pretty much, this room is easy, as I said, for drone spots, so it's pretty much just down to you and your decisions. Defending wise, someone down here is always a good little spot because it gives you coverage of that door and the windows. And again, you've got coverage from this wall, and if you want, you can always just poke a hole there, and then you can see through to the door. And again, if they detonate, then you've got a good shot. So that's always a good idea. Next defending spot, is just in here. Again, you've got coverage of the door if you poke, and you're not going to get shot from the window. You just want to watch out for glass, really, on this bit. Other than that, it's a fairly good spot to defend. And the last spot is this corner just here. Again, you're going to need to watch the windows for glass or somebody poking down, but otherwise you should be fine. And again, it gives you that full sweep of the room, so you can cover most of the entry points all in one sort of flick. Attacking-wise, this room, again, as I've said before, is easy. I'd suggest having someone down here, place a breach on here.
Breach charge ready.
You're down here, you breach. You've got that poke, you can just sort of lean out, slowly cover the room, checking your corners. And of course, if you do this with a simultaneous breach on this wall and one of the windows, doesn't matter which window, you should be fairly well covered for the entire room, and you're going to be able to get the kills. Normally break in. Another good option is to have a player push through the main front door, come through this door here. You always want to watch for an enemy down here because this is a fairly good defending point, as people will just wait here, lie down, wait for you to run around, and you put like 10 bullets in you, you're dead. So you always want to sort of just check there if you can. Best method I've found for that is sort of vault over and like straight over the top. I don't normally expect it. Obviously you don't want to do it every round though, because they may start to catch on. Once you've all pushed in, obviously you've got the full sweep and you can do whatever needs to be done. The next room I'm going to show you really quickly with the time I've got left in this round, because it's just over here. It's a very small room. It's just in here. You only ever hit it for bomb. All you'd need to do is put a hole in this wall for your teammates with a nitro cell, so then you can cover both rooms quite easily. With that, all you either need to do is barricade these, possibly barricade this window, because you can do that. And then all I suggest is having a player in here, just covering this room, never actually in there, because it's not worth risking your life. It's a very small room, it's too easily breached. Breach wise, obviously, as I've just said, it's very easy. Just hit this wall here, hit that window there. No, sorry, wrong window. Hit this window on the left here, and then you want to hit this window, like this wall here. And again, that's fairly easy. You've got it from 3 locations. It's really easy to hit this room. And then all you'd need to do is put your diffuser just down here, plant it here, open that door, stand outside, just peek in. They have to come in front of you to defuse it, and it's a fairly easy kill. So that's the 2 main rooms done here, guys. We're going to then move across to the east building in just a second, and I will show you the spots for that one. So we'll be back in just a moment. Alrighty guys, so let's talk about the map office first. So in here, we tend to be in here for secure, sometimes hostage. Obviously it depends on the map and the game type, but for defending here, what I'd suggest doing is barricading the doors, barricading the windows, barricade this wall here, this wall here. Do not barricade this internal wall, barricade this one here, these 2, and this one. Leave this one as it is, have a player in here, open up this wall, shotgun with a pistol, whatever you want, have a murder hole. Probably want to move it over a bit more. I happen to do that in the wrong place, but there you go. You've got a good coverage of that window, so that's a fairly good defensive one. Second defensive spot would be here, just down here. It's a fairly easy spot to defend. Again, you just need to watch this trapdoor up here, as that's quite an easy attack point. And then the next point to defend, I'd suggest, is behind here. If you crouch down, you've got a good coverage of the top stairs, poke across and down the stairs as well. Attacking wise, I'd suggest pushing through this wall on the left here, this wall on the right here. So I'll tell you what, I'll do it dual breach just for demonstration purposes.
Coming right up.
Now the reason for this is not only are you going to take out one room and the other one, you've got this room here on the left, this one's cleared out. This room on the right, you've got view in there. So if you've got 2 players, either door, and then you've got good sight lines in. The other option is to obviously have someone breach through here, or put glass on the other building, shooting through the windows. Obviously you'd need a drone in here to spot, but it's a fairly good method. you can shoot into most of the internal sections of the room. Drone spot wise in here,
Deploying drone.
there's a few. Best ones I've found so far are up here on top of the maps, sort of just behind them. It's not a bad spot. Careful you don't break the maps, obviously, as that becomes obvious that you're there. The next option is to get right up here with your drone. Again, sort of obvious, but it's not a bad spot if you can get up here. And players don't tend to look up. And then sometimes, if you're really lucky, you can just place them on the desks, but most people tend to look for on the desks, as that's where a normal drone placement is. So, that's this room. We're going to head upstairs, and we're going to do the next room, so we're back in just a moment. Alright guys, so we're upstairs. We're going to be looking to cover the control room, so drone spots first of all.
Drone up.
Because, you know, I like to miss those. Suggestions for this map are fairly normal. You get a couple of good ones here and there, like on top of the TV. It's sort of just up here in the lights. It's not obvious. People don't tend to look up here. And you can actually scale the entire room nearly. You do have to jump, but it's fairly easy. Can get on top of here. And again, you just got these little poke points that you can sort of see through. So the top of this room is actually not a bad one if you can get up. Obviously players do pay attention to that sort of thing, so you want to be careful. But again, if you get the right placement, like just here, you've got pretty much entire coverage of the entire room. It's difficult to get up here, but if you can, it's definitely worth it. Basic spots, obviously, as always, under the desks. Always a good one. Or on this control panel sometimes as well, isn't too bad an option. If you sort of hide here behind the chairs, sort of pop out when you need to, it's not bad. Defending wise, obviously, as always, mute and bandit every wall you can. Don't bother with this wall here. My simple practice as a defender, what I suggest is castle this door here, poke a hole in this wall with the shotgun whenever you want, and you can shoot through towards the windows with protection, or you can lean across right towards here, towards the windows of the door, as this is quite a good little defending room, and also that means you don't have to waste barricades on these two walls here. My next suggestion for a defender is in here. As long as you're not stupid and don't make too much noise, you can just barricade all these walls and watch out for anyone shooting with Ash. So you're kind of covered from that level. Behind here, behind the filing cabinet, again, there's another sort of alright one. You can shoot towards the windows, turn around, get the door. You can always shoot through this drone hole as well if people start pushing through the main door. That's always a good option. And sometimes behind here isn't too bad, but again, you want to watch for these back windows. Although technically I don't think they can actually rappel up these windows, so in theory you should actually be alright back here. Just obviously watch for shooters on that building over there. Okay, just going to move across now to the other room, across the hall. Alright, so server room. Now this room is one that's fun to defend. All you need to do is barricade there, castle door there. Actually no, I'd say do a normal barricade there. Put castle ones on the main windows, and then leave these doors to be covered by shooters here and here. Drone spots in here. There are some cheeky ones, I'll be honest with you. They're very, very special. Like, normally, as you know, you should, like, normally get onto the servers and things and just hide up there. But there is a glitch one that you can do. If you get here, jump up here, and you sit on top of this box, you're actually indestructible. Okay, maybe not. Sometimes it glitches, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's actually impossible to shoot through there, as I've had issues with that. Normally the best way to deal with it is to shoot there and then shoot the drone as it drops. Other drone spots obviously on this shelf here, on this shelf here, and again on the servers if you can get on them. Sometimes even on top of them is not a bad idea, again if you can make the jump across. Defending spots in here, it's a difficult one to say. I'd say if you reinforce this, definitely worth standing on top of it there. Get good coverage. If you've reinforced this properly, I'd say definitely here. Getting good coverage with two of the angles getting in. And my last spot would always be barricade this one here, and then you can shoot in here and you're safe. But you have to barricade this wall as well, and again these two here, and you probably then are going to have to sacrifice one of your castle doors or windows on one of these windows here, and just go for a normal barricade. But it's a fairly easy strategy to do. Attacking wise, what I'd suggest, pushing through to this room here, placing a breach there, having somebody on this window here. As long as there's no enemies in this actual corridor, what you can do is you can place a breach on the next door, breach through, and then you're poking through two corridors, which makes you a little bit harder to see, a little bit harder to shoot. You get your breach across at the same time, enemies look over there, and you can push through there and shoot. And then, of course, I'd say get another one over here, another player over here for another angle of fire into the room. And finally, if you get the option, bang center of this wall, if you can.
Breach charges.
Sit there, get back over here, breach, and again, good sight line into the room, and you can just sort of crouch and poke out. So that's how you attack that room. Alright guys, I figured I'm just going to do a quick conversation about the kitchen room. It's a fairly easy room to defend, so I might as well just talk about it really briefly. Drone spots, as always, they're kind of obvious in this room. Top of the soda machine's not too bad. Defensive wise, if you're in here, it's only because you're in this room as well. So don't bother barricading these walls at that point. Save them. I'd say where you want to be hiding really in here is behind this table here. So you're covered from most of the windows. Or you want to be lying down just here, again, so you're covered from most of the windows. Watch the doors. Have a player over here as well, so you can get that window from the back. And then attacking wise, all I'd suggest is pushing from the door here, from the window there, and then from the window. Is that a window? Yes, that one is. This one isn't, I don't think. This is the broken window, so actually you can watch out for that. It's a bit of a trick. It looks like a real window, but it's not. It's always been a bit tricky with that. But yeah, I'd suggest having a player over here then, definitely, because he can't get shot. And then obviously breach from that window, that door, and there. And then also through the roof isn't too bad either, just here. And that's pretty much it. That's this room covered. So guys, I'm going to see you at the end of the video now, as I said before. So that'll be it. See you in just a second. Okay guys, and there's my breakdown of Kanal. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. It's been a bit of a basics run through as always. I only show you the basics. Obviously if you want more in-depth stuff, you can always let me know in the comments guys, and I'll try and go back and show you some special little tricks here and there for each map. But obviously, as I've said, only over the basics, just shows you the camera spots, just shows you the basics of the map to try and help you survive that little bit better, help you like kill enemies a bit better, know where to place, know where not to waste things. So hopefully you've enjoyed the video guys. Remember to hit that like button if you have, comment below for any kind of information that you might have on the map yourself to help other players out. And remember guys, 10% of everything I earn on this video goes towards charity, so it's always worth sharing this video out there, getting more views, because the more ad revenue all my videos build, the more money goes to charity at the end of the month. If you haven't heard about that guys, check my announcement video. I'm going to put a link to that in the description below as well, as that is worth checking out because it's important. And you know, I want to start trying to get towards building money towards charity. Also guys, I have a Twitch stream going live next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, every week. I haven't quite got times nailed down, but you can check my Twitter for all that kind of information. And okay guys, I'll see you in the next one.